What's up, guys? Today's video is gonna be something I've never done before because we've never had puppies born on our homestead. In my last video I told you that winter was almost due. We actually thought that she was going to be due later this week, going into next week. And on that day that I shot that video and posted it, she actually gave birth that night going into that morning. So we're gonna rewind it about 2 days ago when I did that first video. That nighttime, my husband and I had a date. We had somewhere to be, like a dinner date, and so we went out. My son contacted us and said, you know, do you think it's possible that Winter could go into early, like give birth early? And I was like, well, I mean, anything's possible, you know. They have a window, but anything's possible. And so I said, why do you think? And he said, well, because she's underneath Daddy's shed, which he has an office as a shed, but it's probably about 6 inches off the ground. But he said she had dug a hole underneath his shed and dug a really deep hole, and no one's able to get underneath his shed except for like my 2 younger children probably could. My middle child, like Nehemiah, could probably squeeze underneath there, but it's very like enclosed, like only dogs could get into there, but Winter could barely fit into there. And I'm like, well, that's definitely not the spot that we want her to give birth, because if anything happens, we would not be able to get her out, because she literally crawls like on her belly to get even underneath there. So I asked him to get Nehemiah to lure her out, and they did. By the time we got home, she was inside the house, and we put out a pool because the vet, when we saw the vet the day before, had said if we like laid out a pool with if you hear those sounds, that is baby puppies, which is amazing. I didn't know that they sound like that. But so we let out a pool and we put the puppies are right in front of me. We let out a pool, we put puppy pads in there, and we sat it in my daughter's room because we consider Winter Nehemiah's dog, since we've got her and Nehemiah has taken care of her, and so she's very bonded with Nehemiah. So we put her inside the girls' room, and we went to bed not thinking anything about anything. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, Nehemiah comes to our room and says that Winter squirted red stuff on her bed. And my first reaction is like, well, why is Winter on your bed to begin with? Like, why is she sleeping with you and not inside of her pool? So Nehemiah, why was Winter sleeping with you and not inside her pool?
Well, she was keep on getting from the door over there and like stepping on Nail's bed, trying to lay next to me on her bed though. And so I was getting tired of her bothering me, so I just let her go on my bed. And she was kind of smushing my feet, so I just put it on the other side. And then she got up. It was like going over me. But I was stopping her because I thought she was trying to get on my face. But then it looked like she was peeing at first until it went on my blanket. It was like red. So I rolled off my bed and went to my mom's room and told her. But before I went, like, she was peeing red stuff, and then a white thing plopped on my bed. But I ran away.
The white thing was a baby.
I didn't know that. I thought it would be bigger.
Yeah. So these are the little babies. So there's 8 alive babies in here. There's 4 that have these. There's 4 that have this black and white specks, and then there's 4 solid white ones. We haven't sexed them all, but we so far only found like 1 girl and like a bunch of boys, probably like 4 boys already or more. But Winter's doing amazing. Hi, Winter. Are you a mommy now? Huh? Are you a mommy? What do you think about that? What do you think, Nia?
Their look like rats.
They look like rats? What do you think, Anaya?
black and white ones look cute.
Yeah, they are. They look like little cows.
Little cows. That's what I was thinking.
What do you think, Winter?
She's like, oh, I don't think anything. What's the matter with you?
What do you think, Nael?
I think the tails look like rats.
The what?
Their tails look like rats, and their head looks like a cow. And then have you seen a cow?
So in a cow.
And then their bodies, this looks like a cow. So
yeah.
they're a cow, half rat.
Half cow, half rat.
Yeah.
So that was the first part of the night. So we woke up, obviously, and, you know, let her continue giving birth on Nehemiah's bed until she gave birth to, I think it was about like 7, and we immediately knew that the first one was not going to make it. It was the first one that she plopped on the bed, was not going to make it. It was and so we let her stay there, and at the vet's office they did not do an x-ray. They said she was too big and they wouldn't have been able to give an accurate count, so we didn't know how many she was going to have. And so I was on the, like, messaging someone who has like 6 Great Pyrenees and that have given birth to, like, I think she said like 84 Great Pyrenees puppies. And so I was messaging her, and she was saying that, you know, I was wanting to know if I could move the puppies, because I really wanted to know if Nehemiah's bed was going to be ruined or not, because she does sleep with a lot of blankets and stuff, and I knew I had a bed protector on there. And so I was very curious to see if her bed was going to be ruined with, you know, Winter giving birth on her bed. And so, and we had the pool in here. She just was not using it. She decided to give birth next to Nehemiah. So I posted about this on Instagram when as it happened. She tried to give birth on you? Okay. Well, maybe because she just loves you so much. And so I posted about this on Instagram as it was happening. So if you don't follow me there, then I've been posting like regular updates on there. But so I do have some footages that I will be inserting, that some clips that I took of her on Nehemiah's bed. Once she got up to like 7, we did move all of the puppies and put them inside of the pool. And the lady I was talking to that had Great Pyrenees, she said if I moved the puppies, that if she wasn't finished giving birth, that she would try to go back to the bed to finish giving birth if she wasn't done. It had been an hour and I thought she was done because she was just like sleeping. The babies was nursing, and so we did go ahead and move the babies. And as soon as I moved the babies, she followed the babies, laid down for like a few seconds, and then immediately tried to get back up. But we were already taking off all of the sheets and pillows and stuff off of Nehemiah's bed, and she immediately tried to jump back on the bed, but we were already like stripping it, and so it was empty. Her bed was dry, praise the Lord, so it did not get to her actual mattress. And but I told Winter, I'm like, no, you can't get back, like we already took everything off. So she went back to the pool, and she ended up, after walking around for a few and going outside peeing, trying to go back underneath the shed, she actually came back and gave birth to 2 more babies. So now we have all the babies here. It's been 2 days, so they are 2 days old now. Or actually, no, they're just 24 hours. That happened yesterday morning, and so they're a little over 24 hours old, and they're doing great. They're so cute. It looks like they grew already from just even yesterday. And Winter's doing fantastic. She's barely gotten up to use the bathroom. She's been holding her potty very, very nicely. And it's been great. We're really excited. I do plan on keeping one of these babies. I was hoping to keep a black and white girl, but so far all the black and white ones that we've seen have been boys. Did we check these two? I think we checked that one. That one was a boy. Check this smaller one.
This one's a boy too.
Yeah. And check that one. I'm pretty sure was a boy, because that was a big one.
Boy.
Yeah. So there's only 4 black and white ones, so we'll have to see if the other 2 black and white ones are...
She's like a lovely.
You sleepy?
I am not tired. I'm just looking at Winter's babies, but she wasn't talking to you.
So I guess this will be Winter's new home for the next few weeks.
Winter's home? For the next few weeks.
And I'm fully aware that Great Pyrenees could give birth outside and all that, but the reason why I didn't want her to give birth underneath the shed is, like, one, like I said, the vet had prepared me that we might have some stillborn, and I, if anything was to happen to her, we wouldn't have been able, like I said, to get her out or to get underneath there and see what was going on. And so that was just not, and we've never had this done before, and so that is why she ended up inside. But if you guys are familiar, Winter is majority outside dogs. She does come inside sometimes when Nehemiah wants to play with her, but majority of the time she spends outside. So we are gonna get her and the babies outside as soon as we can. But it's been nice to have them in here and hear their little whines. They sound like cat meows, which is really different because I didn't know that, like, I've never had baby puppies, so I didn't know that they sounded like that, which is really, really cute.
I like where the mouse is. Sometimes they sound like a flock of birds. Winter.
She's sleeping. Why did you wake her up? You can go back to sleep. We'll leave you now.
Do you think they have curly hair?
Well, I don't know what kind of hair they're gonna have because...
Miss Becky has straight hair. She has curls.
It's true.
She has messed up fur. She has waves in her ears. And her ears like straight.
So we brought Bucky in to meet his babies, but he was not concerned about them. Were you, Bucky? He's more concerned about Aiden eating food. So Aiden ended up, so after she gave birth, Aiden had a baseball game yesterday, and he ended up falling on his shoulder and hurting himself. So we ended up at the emergency room last night. Bucky's very concerned about what you're eating. So we ended up at the emergency room. So it's been a long two days, 2 nights. We ended up at the emergency room after his during his baseball game before it ended. We ended up at the emergency room, and today I'm waiting on the doctor's office to contact me back about seeing sports medicine to make sure he doesn't have a rotator cuff injury. So that is the update, guys. My battery is about to die. I see it blinking. So I will see you guys on my next video, hopefully back in the garden.